Say what's up. Introduce yourself.
My name is JG. How you doing?
I don't know who the fuck JG is.
Jovahny.
This is my youngest nephew, Jovahny. I'm super excited to have him here. Y'all, he has grown with a mustache. If you knew me like in middle school, high school, y'all saw pictures of him when he was like a baby. I was passing your pictures around because you were so adorable. Like, it was obsessive. Okay.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
So the fact that he's all grown up now, I wanted to bring him on here and just talk about college. Like, obviously, I was going to talk to him anyway about, like, how was your first semester, things like that. We're super proud of you for getting through your first semester. He ain't call us.
Hold on.
He ain't burn nothing down. So,
Let's not jinx it. Let's not jinx it.
Okay, cool. So tell us what school you going to and, like, do you have a major yet?
Yeah. So I'm going to Holyoke Community College. I major in psych.
Okay.
It's pretty fun.
Okay.
I'm doing good in psych.
Okay. What the grades looking like?
The grades are half and half. Like, I was doing really bad at the beginning of this semester, not even gonna lie, but I picked it up. So now I'm only doing bad in like one class.
So what was the motivation to pick it up?
I don't want to pay money.
That part. Oh,
And I don't even, and you already know, so like, yeah.
Okay.
This is for right now. So Holyoke right now is free for
Nice.
students that, like, you know, I'm not really sure. I think it's free for everybody, actually.
Yeah, I think.
I think they changed the I think they changed the law. I'm not really educated on it, but I know it's free.
Yeah,
And that's what inspired me to go to school.
right. Because
So
that
I
was
was
the
like-
whole. First of all, let's back up on the inspiration to go to school.
Yeah.
We was a little worried
Yeah. What do you mean?
because he was like, I don't know, TT. Like, you know, like, do I really need to go?
But what did I tell you? I said if it's free, I'm going.
That part. And look how the Lord would move things at
That's
work.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But no, we super proud of you. So, like, what made you want to go into psych?
I don't know. I've always been kind of attracted to like how human behavior works and like the human mind. You know what I mean?
Inquisitive. Yeah, you always ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, like very philosophical and
Very-
like yeah.
TT, TT, yeah. It's cool. We all some yappers in our family. That's fine. All right. So, what do you feel like is the hardest thing has been the challenges when it comes to like doing your schoolwork and grades? Because college is hard as fuck.
Oh, just the time. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time management. Like the work itself is very doable.
Are you still working?
No, not right now.
So you're a full-time student?
That's what I'm saying, and it's still hard.
You got the full experience?
Nah, like don't say that because there's people I know that are working like 2-3 jobs. Corey mentioned to me he worked 3 jobs in college and he was still busting his ass, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm
so
not
it's
working no jobs, and I'm just
excuse.
like, it's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are
But
you commuting? You're commuting from home. You're not staying on campus.
No.
So I will say, like, that temptation kind of is. Well, I don't know if it's out. You see the parties still? Like,
I don't really go to parties right
you don't
now.
go to parties? I
Nah.
know that's right. Keep your mind on track. I know.
I can't I actually can't afford to right now.
We
Like it's hard, like I said.
absolutely.
Hey.
And stay focused.
I
And stay
can't.
focused. But that is one of the things, like, you know, like we went to like 4-year universities right off the back, and like I don't know, I feel like I may have told you a story, I don't know, but like I flunked out like my second year because my like GPA was so bad. Like a lot of people don't know that, and then I end up having to transfer. But it was literally because like I just wasn't doing nothing. Like the time management of it, like you have a lot of temptation when you're living on campus. I don't feel like I would ever like take that experience back. Like I feel like freshman year was one of the most amazing experiences. However, I do appreciate now that people are looking more into like community colleges and seeing like what works best for you. So who do you think, who was the person that kind of like led you towards going to a community college versus a university? Was it more so just the fact that it was free? Or I know your mom had a lot of influence?
Oh no, that was Mama Dukes right there. That was Mama Dukes right there. That was Mama Dukes right there. Cause she was like, cause now she gave me a good point, right? I was like, I'm not even interested in like, well, I wouldn't say I'm not interested. I wasn't necessarily intrigued with the idea of going to a 4-year, right? Like doing that full experience, like the full experience, right? Nor that, you know, like I'm not saying we didn't have the funds, but it would be tight. You know what I mean? Like it would be constant. That's just a lot of stress. And I was just like, do I really need that? Like, let me experience what the cycle is gonna be like. Let me try and acclimate myself before like just throwing myself in the deep end. You know what I mean?
I think one thing that you have that's really good early is that you are very aware of like your finances. Like that financial literacy is like kicking in because a lot of us, including myself, the student loans is crazy.
Yeah.
Like the student loans is crazy. And I feel like, you know, like not even nothing against like, you know, grandma or like my dad, like But at the same time, like they're like my dad probably gonna die with his student loans. And he ain't even flinching. Like, you know, it's kind of the norm, like in a lot of Black households where they're like, okay, this is how I'm gonna go to school. Like, I gotta go education. They're even literally looking at when am I getting my PhD. Now, why would I do that? Do I look like I want to be poor? Because it is a lot of money. And now, like a lot of things, especially like I'm in tech, had I known like all I needed was like certifications in order to switch over, I literally just would have went that route because it like I feel like it keep us in a cycle. It literally keeps us in a cycle. So it's good that you're financially literate already about like, let me think about my future and like what it's going to look like in order for me to pay off them student loans. Because at the end of the day, you could get your degree, but if you don't get a job to pay that off, like they're not going anywhere. Like they're forgiving literally like maybe like 1 out of like 100 people, 1 out of 1,000 people probably get their loans forgiven. So it's good that you're already thinking about that. All right, so what is one thing that you appreciate about living at home outside of the financial aspect?
I like seeing my family.
Oh,
Like, I don't know. I know a lot of people when they nah. Like when people move out, you know, they go to dorms. You know, like I'm familiar with that. Like I'm not familiar with it myself. I've never moved into a dorm, but I'm familiar with the idea of it. And you know, like that sounds cool. It's probably something I'll do.
You like the consistency.
I like coming home to meals. I like coming home to cooking. Like what?
Let me tell you something.
You're crazy. I'm not embarrassed by that at all.
College food. First of all, you gain freshman 15 because you eating campus food. It is not good. Like,
great.
Don't let nobody
It's expensive.
tell you.
It's expensive.
Don't let nobody tell you, yeah, because you're on the meal plan. Don't let nobody tell you that. Like, we was eating anything.
Oh,
like,
no, the food has got me through school.
Yo, it's we are literally eating anything.
Because if I had to come home, like I can't eat out every day.
Yeah, because your mom cooks a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's Hispanic.
Yeah.
She got all the recipes.
Period.
Yeah.
Do you like help her cook?
Sometimes, but not often. Like she's usually whipping it up herself.
Have you started trying other foods because you know your palate wasn't diverse?
I'm still not diverse with a lot of vegetables. I don't do vegetables, and I know that sounds very like.
No, it's a lot of men that don't do.
It's just not.
I don't know what.
I don't know. I don't know.
I got like grown male friends.
I get real passionate about that. I don't know.
That do not like vegetables. So it's not. I really think it's a gender thing. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I just think it's a man thing.
But like as for like condiments and all that, I just don't do vegetables. I'll try anything else though.
Do you eat mommy's vegetables? You eat grandma's vegetables?
Asparagus.
Oh, you eat her asparagus.
It was pretty good.
You know, like.
But I didn't. You already know me.
My mama is like the best cook.
Oh yeah.
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 So it's kind of crazy that you
the mac
know the vegetables.
No, but the mac was and the chicken was different for me. It was an experience for me.
This is what I don't want you to do: is grow up and you want to date a woman who has a very.
All right, so don't do that because you said a woman. You said a woman, but
I don't want you to grow up because we look at that. We look at what you eat. And it's not a deal breaker, don't get me wrong. However, we like most women will get to a point where they're just trying to be healthier, especially like when they feel like they're about to have a family.
What if I was the cook?
You do whatever you want to do. I'm just make sure you put some greens on the plate.
No greens. That's the no-no zone.
But I would say like continue to like try different things like that is like just good for your health, like good for your gut. So low key, South by Southwest, you know Chris Paul, you watch basketball.
Yeah, I'm aware of Chris Paul.
Okay. I wasn't. But yeah. So Chris Paul, he has plant-based snacks. So he was really advocating about the type of food that you put into your gut. And he was like, that made him really change his way of eating. And I feel like a lot of like your generation, Gen Z, like
no.
Y'all,
you really are what you eat.
Yeah, like y'all are very conscious about what you put into your system. Whereas, like I feel like we learned a little bit later.
I don't know. I'm kind of guilty for that. I'm not very conscious of that.
Okay, so when you get when you looking for your wife, just try to eat better.
I be eating simple. I feel like I don't eat bad food.
You don't eat bad.
Like I'm not a candy eater. I'm not like I do eat junk food, but as for like meals.
You need vegetables on your plate.
Nah, but the thing is with me, I can make a meal and make it all types of things with no vegetables. So it's still diverse.
No.
Is that crazy? Am I crazy?
No.
I think I'm spitting right now.
mouth. You leave that smells on your fucking plate. All right, cool. Okay, so let's get back into college. All right, so have any classes or professors made you think differently about your career goals? So, like, for example, me being in political science made me not want to go into politics. I felt like by the time, like, I was at a specific level, I was going to be corrupt. I was going to be, people was going to be putting money in my hands, and I didn't trust myself not to take the money. So I just decided politics not for me.
No.
You still on the side track? That's good, because most people go undecided and they don't know what they want to do.
I feel like, nah, no teacher has influenced my decision. Because, like, my psych teacher, he talks a lot, but when he does speak, like, it's very, like, it is very descriptive. You can really, like, depict what he's saying and kind of take things away from it. So, like, while it is a kind of a lecture, it's kind of like, oh, he is really spitting right now. You know what I mean? Like, I can really, like, I should be writing this shit down right now. Like, yeah. And then I do, and then I pass, and it's pretty cool.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yo, he be having so fucking weak. No, that's super dope, though. Have you been forming relationships with your professors? Let me tell you something. When you, like, one day, I have my professor, he was there when TC got that EIU Alumni Award, and he was there.
Nah, that was dope.
And I was...
You showed me that was dope. That was inspiration. That was inspiration.
So, but the professor that was there, he was my advisor too. And I remember one night we was out. I think it was like Wasted Wednesday or Thirsty Thursdays, because I had his class at 9:00 in the morning, and we had a quiz every time we had like a little quiz, whatever, from the readings we was gonna do. And I ain't answered no questions on the quiz, and I literally wrote at the bottom like, I don't know none of this. I don't know nothing that's on
I've
here.
been there though.
Like
my math got it got really passionate at the end, because I had studied for this one test. I had studied for it. I didn't go nowhere. I didn't do nothing. I didn't party, nothing. I was studying the whole night. I woke up, went to school, studied right before the class, didn't know nothing on the test. And I was studying the whole, like, thing before.
What, you had, like, a brain fart?
I don't know what it was. But the information just went right away out of my head. And then it's weird, right? Because, like, I be bad with, like, individual tests, but my math class, the reason I passed was because I did like a final exam kind of thing, like a SAT for the class. Okay. Basically, like, the whole class into one test, and I passed that. Period. It's weird how that works. How I couldn't do it individually, but I can do it all at once.
No, I feel like what you learn in college too is that you learn differently.
That's what I'm saying, like the way the brain works, and now I'm bringing it back to, like, psychology, right? You know what I mean? Like, not even skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Okay, cool. But I will say one thing, like, make sure you keep in a relationship with your professors. Like, you never know when you're going to need them later on. Right now, my professor who I was talking about, who showed up, and I wrote that quiz, like, I don't know nothing on here. Like, I'm not prepared at all. First of all, he did my, for when I got my master's, I did a comprehensive exam. So that's like, some people, they could write a thesis, or you can either do a comprehensive exam, which is like a written exam, and then you have to, like, do a verbal exam. So your professors literally ask you questions on the spot, and you got to tell them yes or no. Okay. The way my major is international politics and my minor is American government, when I say I ain't know shit on American government, I didn't remember anything, and I'm American, and I think it's because I just didn't really give a fuck about American government, but, I mean, I took so many classes, that's kind of how it works if you want to just add it on there. However, TC got that master's degree today because the finesse is real. They fuck.
That's a must.
It's the same thing, and it's skills that you gonna need, like, when you in the real world. Like, you know, a lot of these jobs, everything is networking. Like, when they be talking about, like, the DEI stuff, like, it be hella backlash saying, like, oh, you're hiring this person because you're black. You hiring this person because it's your friend. You know, like, and people do it every single day. Like, people get jobs every single day because they have a relationship with so-and-so. And so that same professor, he's a president of a university right now.
Would you say networking is more important than just being better at something?
Yeah. Because you could learn. You could always learn something. Yeah. As long as you're a good learner, like, I'm always like, what information can I learn next? Like, you could do it. One of the things I'm learning now is like financial assurance for sustainability. So you know when companies get audited, you know what that is like is.
No.
So it's basically like when you putting out information, auditors is what they call it. They'll come and make sure it's correct, like you're not lying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, like
Like
that.
a proof checker.
Yeah, like a proof checker. They trying to make sure like it's like they'll run. If you give them a number, they'll do the calculation that you told them and then make sure it's correct.
Yeah.
And if it's not, they'll like ding you for it and like say you're basically lying about it. And that was one of the things that I needed to enhance like my career. And I didn't go to school for that, but however, I just ended up being on a project with that information on there, and now I got it on my resume as having experience with financial assurance. So literally throughout your whole career, you can learn anything. But if you have somebody that's able to put you in a position to move forward, TT Tamara, same thing. Like she been able to go to multiple different financial institutions because she knew people. Even her position in Dallas, you know, she's so her position in Dallas, like that position was low key created for her. My position was created for me because TT Tamara's friend was the like chief diversity officer at the time.
So everything I'm seeing right now is networking.
It's because everybody fuck with you. If they don't fuck with you, you're not gonna get the job. You could get it.
It's just all like it's kind of all like a game.
It's the game. It's really who you know. Yeah. It's really who you know. Like people hate that, but it's like that's just what it is.
And people are probably bad at playing the game.
Yeah, that's what happens. People are bad at playing the game and then they don't like it.
Yeah.
And then they want to say like, oh well, you're not qualified for it.
That's usually how it is.
But at the end of the day, people hire who they like. I get jobs all the time because I went to China and people think it's cool. I don't even know what I'm doing. However, I can learn a new skill. Like, I'm adaptable. That's what that says, literally. Going abroad. You thought about going abroad? Ooh, I don't know if your mama gonna let you go abroad.
She had a heart attack.
I already know she had a heart attack when you coming here. Hey, Charlene.
Called me at like... She was tripping, but she was good though.
It's good. I mean, I want you to have your independence. I think that's the other thing about college is like, and do you know what you want to do at the community college? Because if you doing psychology, you got a lot more school.
No, that's something I was talking to him again, Corvey, about like just like future and like different fields of psychology and what that looks like. He was talking to me about a concept like existentialism and like how that applies to psychology and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like. Like it's very interesting. Like I'm not really going to go in depth about it right now, but if you look it up, it's kind of like the belief that your life doesn't necessarily begin with meaning. You create that meaning by what you do and how you move. And I like that concept. It's like a lot of people like to believe, you came on this earth, for a purpose, which is there's nothing wrong with that. But I like to lean towards the idea that we make our own purpose.
I like that too because you're understanding individualism.
Yeah.
That everybody has like their own choices. I fully believe that. I personally believe that I came for a purpose. However, I believe that not everybody is that way. Like even when I think about like politics, like I feel like it just depends on your own individual belief, religion. It depends on what relates to you. So it's good for you to go through life knowing that because it'll make you more empathetic to other people's beliefs and values and morals. And it just makes things easier. Like
more fluid, more smooth.
Yeah, like you'll be able to have better relationships and, like be able to establish that network because like people feel like it's a mutual respect. It's the agree to disagree. And when you're able to get people respect, like, bro, they'll bring you $1 million deals.
No doubt. People love that. Like people love talking too. You know what I mean? So if you can feed into that, again, like you said, network, put yourself in a nice little position, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm excited for you. I think you're going to do I think you're going to you're going to do things that are above your imagination.
I hope so. That's what I'm trying to do.
I literally always say that like for myself, like I like some certain stuff, like I didn't even imagine myself doing it. That's how big it is. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like that
we was
like
just talking about you. We was just like books.
Bro,
it was like traveling the world.
Go down my checklist.
It was on a roll.
My name.
I was like, wait. I was like, this is kind of, I gotta step my game up a little bit. Like I was talking just now, but don't even worry about that.
Yo, but a lot of that is not necessarily because I planned it. It was like I seen the opportunity there, and I was like, I mean, why not? Like somebody else.
Exactly. Let's just go. Let's do it now.
As long as it's going to add value to what I'm doing, if it makes sense or the path. my path has like, I call myself a Renaissance woman because like that means somebody who changes a lot of different careers, who's done a lot of things. But I love that because I love living life. Like I don't feel like I can just need to be on one career track.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's so many things that I'm good at. Like if I can do it, like why not do it?
Exactly. I like that idea.
Real,
Like no
like-
structure to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because some people like they have like this like idea of like a dream job.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very like nah, I'll say it. Like I feel like that's kind of naive. Like there's you could have multiple dream jobs.
You can.
You could have multiple jobs that you love for the rest of your life, but are you willing to make the time for all of them?
No, that's real.
Are you?
See, I was going to bring your TT in here on this one
You know
track
what I mean?
because,
And like that's a very like optimistic idea, right? But like you get what I'm saying.
but for her, no, I fully get what you're saying. I would say for TT Tamara, like she kind of fell into a career where it was like she was able to, like she'll probably stay at the financial institution that she's at. She'll probably retire there. However, like within that specific industry or within that institution as well, she's able to navigate through different lanes. And now she an AVP.
And I would say like since she's in that position, she making bucks,
Big bag.
right? And bucks get you stuff that you like.
Big bags.
Bucks get you go places you like.
Big money.
Ain't that living?
That's why we call her Big Money Tam. You ain't know we call her that. That's what we call her, Big Money Tam.
Okay.
All right, okay. So my last question, obviously, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Every time I see him, we talk about this conversation about him and whether he's gonna start dating black women or not. Because as a black woman, I just have to advocate for my
Go ahead.
Now, I do feel like he has valid points, and I also listen to my nephew. I feel like
Let me speak first. Don't let me speak first. Because I feel like you better twist this. I want to start this right now off. I got no problem with beautiful black women.
You do not.
But I'm not exposed to that, right?
Yeah.
Where I live, there ain't a lot of that.
Yeah.
Right? So
I think that's where you give me insight, though, because a lot of times as black women, like we feel some type of way when we see, well, I'm speaking specifically for myself and like my people. We be feeling some type of way when we see like black men that are doing really well and they don't want to date black women. However, from your specific perspective, I can see when you're not in rooms around other black women, sometimes like you can only date with what is in your community, like what you're seeing, like. And so for you was like, like it's only a sprinkle of black girls there, like they not even the ones that's fine. I'm like, you gotta go to HBCU.
So you saying because I wasn't exposed to it, I had to work with what I was working with.
You're a product of your environment. It's like, I'm just letting you know. It is what it is.
Nah, it is what it is. Nah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's a great thing, like, being a product of your environment. If you're around people that are great, okay? However,
one thing I will say, going to college has changed my perspective on that, no?
You be seeing some fine.
Oh, yeah, because now it's in Holyoke. That's different.
Oh, okay.
That's different because there's everybody over there.
Okay.
Because I was in, I don't even, yeah. It wasn't very, like, lit like that.
It wasn't diverse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. You got anything, final words you want to say to the people? Anything inspiring?
If you're a black woman and you're 18 and you want to...
Is this your pitch?
Yeah, it's a pitch. You put me on the spot.
Oh, my God.
And you feel like you saw this and you just feeling a young dude. Call my titi. She'll let you know.
I am not calling y'all. My nephew, listen, I'm a part of the problem. I feel like my nephew the prize. I am a part of the problem. I feel like he the prize. You ain't coming correct. Anyway, all right. I'm Ayana Fade. It's been JG. JG.
JG.
All right, it's been Savage Season of podcast. It's a wrap. Period.